Hi there, I'm Trista Trempash de Geneva. I'm a candidate for 7th Congressional District here in Tucson, Arizona. And I'm putting together a huge press kit to try to get my service dog back, Dr. Baker, from the Pima County. He's maliciously prosecuted for the past 2 years, dragged through the courts, defamed, and here's a letter to the judge, Victoria Steele, Pima County Consolidated Justice Court, Animal Welfare Division, Tucson, Arizona. Request for judicial consideration, motion to dismiss, and restitution of name. Dear Judge Steele, I respectfully submit this letter directly to your honor in hopes of receiving the court's understanding, mercy, and just consideration in my long-running case concerning alleged animal welfare charges. I write to you not just as a defendant, but as a member of this community, a trauma counselor in training, and a candidate for public office who has experienced nearly 2 years of undue hardship and reputational damage due to what I believe is a campaign of malicious prosecution. Despite the best attempts of the malicious prosecutors, and who have Title 36 and Rule 11'd me, involuntary psychiatric evaluation, and also competency proceedings clearly designed to malign me and defame me. They have failed to provide any evidence that I'm either unfit or incompetent, affirming what I've stated all along. I'm of sound mind and have never suffered from mental illness. The return of my case to this court should now allow your honor to review the totality of circumstances, including evidence of prosecutorial misconduct on the part of Laura Conover's office, extreme delay and retaliatory behavior by law enforcement after I was falsely reported by Beth Cummings and Zoe Skinner and swatted by upwards of 60 officers on August 30th, 2023, 8:37 a.m., put in Pima County Jail, one of the worst in the country, tortured in a restraint chair, an act I had reported that it was swatted, but that was never investigated because I was retaliated against, and they tried to kidnap, or they kidnapped me, and there's video of that. I'm submitting that in the court as part of my mega complaint to Pima County and notice of claim. Instead of having my complaints investigated for the excessive force that I was made the victim of yet more retaliation by these individuals in internal affairs, PCSD, and also a PAC officer named Clarissa, who manufactured a mountain of evidence and even mistreated my animals in their custody for 2 weeks in order to take more incriminating evidence. I will be submitting that as part of this mega complaint to the Pima County Board of Supervisors, first of all. So the consequences of this unlawful raid that they carried out have been devastating. My federally protected ADA certified service dog, Dr. Baker, was seized and has yet to be returned. He is not just a companion, but a critical component of my well-being and mental health. He's my medical service dog, his ongoing medical alert dog. His ongoing separation violates my rights under the Americans with Disabilities Act and has contributed to lasting trauma. In response to this trauma, I have engaged in healing practices such as art therapy at Art Awakenings in Tucson. Despite all this, I have persevered, currently an honor student at the Hypnosis Motivation Institute, pursuing certifications as behavioral health technician, grief counselor, and peer support specialist. My professional goals include running for Congress and President, 2028 if we have elections, attending law school, and continuing public service in the mental health and veterans communities. This malicious case and its presence on my otherwise spotless record has caused irreparable harm to my reputation, career, and emotional well-being. I respectfully request that your honor dismiss the charges with prejudice so they cannot continue to harass, intimidate, persecute, maliciously prosecute me, and consider the restoration of my name. I have been falsely portrayed in the media as an animal abuser. Nothing could be further from the truth. I've spent my life advocating for the vulnerable, including our animal family and companions. I seek your honor's help not only in ensuring justice for myself and my animals, but in affirming that the courts remain a place of fairness, compassion, and constitutional protection. Thank you for your time and consideration of this heartfelt request. Respectfully submitted, Trista Trampash D. Genova Chang, Master of Studies, Oxford University. Here's my Substack article. Headline: Tucson woman demands return of ADA service dog after nearly 2 years of malicious prosecution and trauma. Tucson, Arizona, in a dramatic plea for justice, independent congressional and presidential candidate 2028 if we have elections, Trista D. Genova Chang, a trauma counselor in training and longtime Tucson resident, is demanding the immediate return of her federally protected service dog, Dr. Baker, who was unlawfully seized during a botched animal welfare raid nearly 2 years ago. Judge Victoria Steele of Pima County Consolidated Justice Court now oversees the case after failed attempts by the prosecution to discredit Ms. DeGenova with psychiatric detention, basically kidnapping me. The video I'm posting as part of this mega complaint to Pima County, notice of claim. They tried to discredit Ms. DeGenova, that's me, under Rule 11 proceedings and Title 36, involuntary psychiatric evaluations. Guess who should be targeted for that? Not me. Which were dismissed after confirming her sound mental state. Perfect bill of health, unfortunately for them. It's time the court saw this for what it is, a malicious, retaliatory campaign to silence a whistleblower and political candidate. The ordeal began after DeGenova was swatted, a dangerous hoax, by Beth Cummings and Zoe Skinner, who were supposedly friend of 20 years. This false report brought an armed response to Ms. DeGenova's home in Tucson, Arizona. Instead of investigating the origin of the false report, officers arrested her and seized her animals. No charges were ever brought against the swatter, and DeGenova says law enforcement never took a complaint seriously in the attempt to cover up their excessive use of force and deprivation of due process. Since then, she has lost her livelihood, suffered reputational defamation in the media, and guess who benefits from that, and is probably behind that? Diaper dumpster fire himself, no doubt, and been forced to seek grief counseling and healing through art therapy. Despite the trauma, she has excelled as an honors student at HMI, working toward certifications in grief counseling, behavioral health, and peer support at Resilient Health in downtown Tucson while continuing her run for Congress and President 2028 if we have elections. This is more than a legal battle. It's a fight for my name, my future, and my companion. Dr. Baker is not just a dog. He's my medical alert partner and soulmate, and I want him home. It's a public call to action. Please contact Monica Dangler, Director of Pima Animal Care Center, and demand the immediate release of Dr. Baker to his legal guardian. Email monica.dangler@pima.gov. DeGenova is also preparing to file a notice of claim against Pima County for ADA violations. Emotional distress and malicious prosecution.